Hey y'all, welcome back to Final Fantasy Brave X videos. Today we're going to be doing exploration of the lands of plenty. We're going to do pro level. What you got to make sure you do is make sure you have some items to bring along for explorations. I didn't actually was prepared thoroughly for this particular episode. I ended up buying some other stuff in Felicitas Town, like tents and turbo elixirs for later quests. But it is recommended you go ahead and bring some tents and some turbo elixirs, in my opinion. Right now, I'm just crafting some materials for my other members that I do have, just for later on stuff, and also to get the trophy. So anyways, what you want to bring is make sure you bring your barrage team. If you have characters with barrage, make sure you bring them. They're going to be your best offensive stance against the bosses of this particular exploration. So I end up taking out my Zidane, because you're not going to be doing trust mastery here. It's not going to really help you. Like in the last exploration, you could have brought basically anybody because it wasn't that hard. And you can build your trust mastery that way. But for this particular quest, when you do pro, you can't bring your A team minimum. You can't bring a minimum of your A team. You have to bring your, what's called your S-class members. Members who do a lot of damage or can take a lot of damage and can heal. So, since I don't have a Chichiziru, I have Bartz and Cloud of Darkness. They both do barrage, and so they will be my main DPSers for this particular quest. I do have Lena. Lena is the best support character you can bring. Next to Van, she has Cheer, which is buff your entire party. The other support character I am bringing is Warrior of Light for his full break and his high defensive stats. I did bring along Kefka because he has Hyperdrive. Hyperdrive does a single massive hit. But as you're running through the event, you will notice that all their attacks are drastically weak. Like when you use Hyperdrive on the bosses, it only does like 1,500 versus the 18,000 it was doing in other quests. So you're doing like what you were used to seeing, like 14,000 to 18,000 hit. You're going to see like 1,500. It's like a drastic decrease for this particular exploration. Now, the main thing you want to make sure you do is conserve your limit breaks for when you do face the bats. When you face the 6 bats, you want to make sure you have at least 2 AoE limit breaks on you, preferably Kefka and Cloud of Darkness, since they do massive AoE attacks. That'll be your best way to clear out the bats. Otherwise, the bats will end up poisoning you, and so if you don't cure that poison, it's going to drastically reduce your HP as you're walking around on this exploration. Now, this quest does give you a chance to start building your item usage for that trophy. So, make sure you bring a lot of antidotes, just in case. That way, you will save on Isuna spells, because you actually want to conserve your MP for Elena, for when she could use Cheer on the bosses. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the rest of it, and I'll chime back in on the boss. back at the bosses now. We're going to be facing the ooze. I call it the ooze. Now this boss is pretty tough. This is where we're going to start using cheer, full break, and barrage. You should be able to take this guy out in about 2 turns with your barrage team. That's why we brought our barrage team. He's going down pretty fast. Now we're going to do another set of barrages. So that way we can kill him fast. Because if you don't, he's going to end up draining all your MP. And it's going to leave you at a very big disadvantage on this next boss. We're going to be facing the heal guys in just a second. Just getting some cures on my team. Making sure they're fully ready for this guys. Now these next 2 bosses will be a marathon of barrage attacks. Alright. First we're going to do the cheer, then we're going to do full break, and we're going to then do barrages, and we're going to save, I forget if we have to save my limits. Let's go ahead and do this. As you can see, not that much is taken off his hit bar status. Now if you did see my previous video, you saw me fighting him with virtually no MP and just take forever. Oh my gosh. Set up barrage to go through. Now what you can do with Warrior of Light is to do provoke. That way most of his attacks will be drawn to the Warrior of Light. Since he has a high defense, it won't do that much damage. Now we should be dead. Yeah. Now we're off to be facing the ogre next. Now the ogre isn't as tough as the heal guy is, but he still has a lot of HP, so you still gotta make sure you're ready. Since I didn't have tents, I'm using turbo elixirs. I forgot to buy tents in this before this expiration because I didn't know you could buy tents. I thought you could only buy them with Star Force, but I was told in the chat room that you could buy tents in Felicitas Town. So after this, I ended up buying a whole bunch of tents. As you can see, barrage team does about the same amount of damage. Now what you have to watch out for is when he does blind. So you're going to have those eye drops to cure your blinds and Isuna. So Warrior Light, Kefka, and Leno will be used to making sure my barrage team make sure they're not blinded, so that way their attacks keep on hitting without missing. As you can see, it's very important that you have 4 MP facing this boss. Now again, don't forget to buy your tents at Felicitas Town if you need tents. After the second boss, make sure you go ahead and, after heal guys, you gotta make sure your whole team is set for this particular boss. That way, it's not too bad. He's going down pretty fast. If you notice, look how puny those barrage are hitting 500. And he should be dead in just a second. Boomage. Good team, good team. This is the S-Class team. So make sure when you do this exploration, you bring your S-Class team. That way, it's not that hard. I mean, it's still a hard quest. But make sure, instead of bringing your A team like you normally would through all the other runs, bring your S-Class team. So, anyways, I hope y'all learned a lot and enjoy the video. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, guys.